Good morning. We're trading QQQ this morning, and I'm going to break down all the trades that I'm going to be taking, what the market is currently showing us. I'm going to be looking at all the moves that we're going to be having. The market opens literally in less than 1 minute, less than 2 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and just talk about our pre-market markup. Now, the first thing that's important is for me to remove these lines and like little uh, marks that are on my chart so that I can just, talk more clearly. All right, so what we're looking at on the left side is our 1 hour chart, and then we're looking, right, our 1 hour is going to be on our left side, and then we're going to look at the 4 hour on our right side. Now, I actually want to look at the right side first, and I say that simply because we had a nice gap, and you can really see it on the 4 hour. So this gap was $2-ish, and it might fall to the downside. I saw a lot of bearish energy coming into this week, and this particularly um, uh, is confirming that. I'm not really seeing how this can go up and keep going up. So, I could always be wrong, but I'm as far as like the entire week, what I expect to see, I'm definitely feeling some bullish sentiment. But we will talk about why I feel that way as we continue to watch the market this morning. So it opens up in 44 seconds. And so I'm going to go ahead over to the app that I use to trade, which is called Webull. I have both the link for TradingView, which is this website, and also Webull in my description if you want to go ahead and sign up for them. They're actually both free. And they're both free simply because they have free versions of, the account you can have. So you can actually just sign up for them today and just start actually trading for free with TradingView and Webull. So go ahead and click those links in my description if you haven't already. So our first candle has now opened up, and this is on the 1 hour that we're looking at on the left side. And so I kind of want our candle to just fill this gap because that would be the easiest trade. That's just something that we pretty much know as a pattern, mostly consistent pattern when it comes to day trading is that if there's a gap between Monday and Friday, normally between Monday and Friday, but if there's a price gap, the next open trading day is probably going to fill it. The reason why this candle is still in this pre-market is because it's on the 1 hour. So until 28 minutes passes by, we won't see a candle outside of this gray area on the back. So that's the reason it looks like that. But as far as the actual levels we care about, 612 is still here. We really loved 612 for the previous week. Did I erase all those other lines I had? Wowzers, I think I did. I had a lot of marked up lines, but they don't seem to be on the chart. I literally think I deleted them. So I just mark literally support and resistance lines. So it's really not that much just lines where price doesn't want to go above and lines where price doesn't want to go below. It's quite explanatory, but I'm going to actually go to the 1 hour and show how I'm going to be exactly doing that. So we just marked, well, really, let's do the 4 hour first because it's the higher time frame. So here we're on the 4 hour, and what we're going to do is we just mark that one. Like price hated to go above this line because all of these wicks kind of stopped in the same place. Even here, like right here. All right, so I'm just marking where price doesn't want to be. I got a comment on one of my videos that I super appreciated about my cursor. So I hope that my cursor, like I can actually see where my cursor is at now on my screen. Definitely just double checking that it is synced up so that for people who are following along, you can actually see what I'm doing because that would be super helpful. So definitely make sure to check my cursor today. But that's it for the 4 hour. I've already, I mean, I guess the 3 other lines are fine. So, yeah, now we're gonna move on to the 1 hour. And what I'm pretty much looking for is a rejection off the 618 down into this gap. I really wouldn't trade anything else. One, because this is a support. So you'd have to literally go up above it, like break through this, retest it, and like all types. That's not happening today, bro. Or it might, but I don't think it is. So I'm thinking to just take these. I feel like we're gonna break below it once it gets here to the top of the gap. I would be willing to take anything through the gap. Um, Remember, my account is at 1213 right now, and I started at 1,000. So this is officially the third day I'm trading on this account, and I'm keeping track of what I made. So the first trade was $21. The second was $192, and this is my third trade on this $1,000 account. And we're gonna see how much we make today. So I'm gonna go out about 2 weeks just to cover myself. If these contracts go bad, or I need to hold them for a little bit longer, just to protect from my creeks. So I'm gonna go 14. But really, because I know this is a day trade, you don't have to go out that far. That's the one thing. Like if it's gonna be a day trade, then you don't have to go that far, but you still want to go at least 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or something, because you don't want to be buying contracts that are more than 10% of your account size. So for me, if my account is at a little bit over 1,000, I should only be buying $100 of a contract and then letting it play out, and then closing it if it loses, scaling it if it does good, right? So um, what I'm gonna do is actually pull up my trading rules too. I've been pulling them up in my videos recently, and I feel like that's been really helpful. So I'm gonna pull those up. Let's go ahead and pull those up, and I'm also watching like if the ticker is still going up or not, or like where it currently is. But I definitely need to still pull up my rules. So I'm gonna pull these up. I've been using this same document for about 5 or 6 months now. So definitely have to scroll down because there's so much data in here. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. Yeah, it's like almost 20 pages of trading data, and it's only going to get longer. Okay, so these are my trading rules, and I'm going to go over them with you guys as I take the trade. So we didn't clear the charts today, but because we only had 3 lines on there, and I had just did those last night. But for our 4-hour time frame and 1-hour time frame, we did mark the active touched zones, which is basically support and resistance, where price doesn't want to go up, where it doesn't want to go down, but it tried multiple times. So it's like active touches. And then everything I'm trading is going to be 2+ price ranges, simply because anything below $2 is not enough room for me to make money. I didn't put alarms simply because I'm watching the market today. Like if I wasn't watching it, I would put alarms well, the alarm is actually here. So I would, like, I don't have two alarms, I only have one. So technically that still checks out. Okay. And no alarm went off, so I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna preload my contract right now with a 2-day. I'm gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm gonna be 11 out the money. And then I'm gonna mark a secondary exit zone, which is basically gonna be this 08, but I'm not gonna let it go that far. I might just do like another $2. So this is like a secondary exit for if it starts pushing really hard and it slams through, I'm allowed to hold it until another, I normally do like another dollar. Like hold it for another dollar or $1.50 or something. So I'm gonna mark it for $1. Looks like we're gonna push through on this. Again, we're only looking at the 1 and 4 hour because that's part of our rules. So yeah, that's part of our rules. So I think it's time to go in pretty soon, but we're gonna wait until it hits this 614, which is literally almost $2 away still. So definitely don't want to jump in too early. I'm gonna pull my 4 hour back up, but it looks like we're about to go in. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and buy one. That was still pretty early. Up 2%. And then we're gonna scale in if we need to, scale out, depending on what happens. But that was a pretty early entry. Probably should have waited. Not probably, I definitely should have waited a few more seconds. We like that it's rejecting here though. That's great. At a key level I already had. So let's watch this 4 hour. So now we're out of profit. But again, we only have one contract. And it's not a 0 day. So that's the beauty. Is that we protected ourselves. And even when we make really early entries, which I'm not supposed to, but if that happens, I'm still protected. And I could exit right now, actually. I think I'm going to exit right now just because I want to, like, definitely wait. So I'm going to exit at a loss of $8. And I'm going to wait until it drops $2 and it holds underneath, because this $2 gap is enough for me to make my money. I don't need to enter in. I don't need to enter early. I really don't. It doesn't make sense. So I'm just going to wait because I don't know when it's going to get there. When it gets there, it gets there, but I don't want to kill my contract in the process. That would be stupid. So I just took a loss of $8 and we're really just going to wait for real. And that's what the alarms are for. So really, that's the problem. I need to have an alarm here because I was like, I don't have an alarm on the entry side. Well, now I do. Alright, so now I have an alarm on the entry side and on the exit side, which you're always supposed to have. So, yeah. So, alright. What is my EMA I'm using today? I'm using, I think it might still be 100 maybe. Let's see what it is. Yeah, it's still 100. That's that black line here. It's blue on this chart, but it's the same line. Yeah, so when I say that I took an early entry, like, the way that you buy contracts is supposed to still protect you so that if you do have to get out, you don't take a huge loss. Because if I had bought a at the money 0 day full ported it, went all in, I would still be holding it because I wouldn't have any more account size left over to trade with for the day. But because I bought it correctly, I can exit at a small loss and still be fully good to take one coming up pretty soon when it touches this alarm. That's my go sign, and I don't do anything until it gets there. And so we're just gonna have to wait it out because we don't know when it's gonna happen. Literally, even though it is, we just don't know. We don't know exactly when. And it doesn't matter to get in early. It really doesn't. But we're literally playing this little gap. Like, that's literally what we're doing. And this is what it looks like on the 4 hour. It's bottoming out. It's like a flat bottom now. So there's no wick to the downside. It's like a little bit, but I think we're going to push through now. But I'm still going to wait for my alarm. Just exercising some patience. And I want to definitely hit this alarm before I hit any buys. But I already have it loaded, like I said. I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out the money. Unfortunately, I like to be a little bit closer than that, but it's fine. Because it's still going to gain. I just have to go out for my own account size and risk management for my own sanity. But we're still waiting. See, that was another 2 minutes that we haven't hit our level. So technically, we could have said, oh, I'm going to enter at market open. Well, it would have been 15 minutes of you just sitting in a loss trade. This doesn't make sense. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Even though it's kind of dumb because it's like it's going to do it. But I'm going to wait. All right. I'm preparing to press buy. I'm going to go ahead and buy for when it hits my line. My 6:15 alarm. And you'll see the alert come on the screen too, in the corner. I don't want it just to hit it. I want us to actually pass it. So, all right, I'm in for one. I'm going to, again, yeah, so it triggered on the screen 6:14.89. So I'm in for one, currently down $4. Zoom in a little bit more. Oops. All right, it looks like it wasn't ready again. So now we still only have one contract and we can still get out if we want to. Now this is the difference of like, okay, I'm going to get out and just protect myself, or am I going to have patience? I feel like because we've already come down to the alarm, that most of the waiting was already done. But again, like you have to be able to have your own discernment. And so for me personally, I would have just gotten out again because of my account size. I'm gonna make way more than the $20 I lost by those 2 entries, versus the 100 I might lose by holding it. So, but patience definitely does change the way that you trade, because, like I said in my other videos, you get paid in proportion to how patient you are. You get paid in proportion to your patience, and it scales. So the more patient, the more money. But like, if this isn't going to be the volatile candle, why would I want to be in on this, right? So, but I'm going to stay in simply because I believe in it. I definitely believe in this. We've already tapped the cap, and I believe in it. It's already triggered my alarm, so I followed my rules. For the first one, for the first contract, I got out in an $8 loss. But that's the point of having risk management, because then you don't have to just jump out. If it's already gave you a green light, which it hit my alarm, it didn't hold, but it hit it. And so that's my own judgment. Did I want to? Some trades I literally have my alarm go off, and then I will still wait some more. Sometimes it goes off, and I just really believe in that trade and believe in that direction and say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get in. So that's really what happened in this case. But again, it could just reject off this gap for a little bit longer and not want to fill. And so I would rather get out than wait. But then again, if you believe in it, then patience is good to have. And that's why you buy contracts that are managed. Because if I lose this whole contract, I'm cool. I'm still cool. So I'm just going to let the trade play out and not marry being right or wrong. I'm just going to watch it, because I've already protected myself by waiting the first time, and then by buying risk managed contracts only. So I'm currently down $21, currently down $18, but we're going to hold it because I believe in this trade. Currently down $15, down 14, down $13, down 12, down 11, down 9, I'm still waiting, and I plan to scale in down $3 only, down $1, and we're back into our profit. I'm actually going to wait a tiny bit until I feel like getting scaled in. I'm going to go ahead and scale in by adding 8, or adding 6 actually. So now I have 7 total. I have 7 total still. And I'm gonna actually look at what's half of this gap. 13 something, like here, right? So now you really have to commit to it because now you're scaled in. If you don't commit to it, you're just gonna be out. A lot more. You're gonna be out way more than you would have been if you would have just, had your one. So that's the difference in what it takes for scaling. Now I'm out 28, but I'm still in the gap. So now you really have to have patience and really hold it and really believe in your specific trade, because now you actually have more than you're supposed to be, like, technically risking. You now have leveraged your trade. You now have scaled up. You now have um, you know, decided to put your all into something that you agree with. So here at the end of this week, I was about $50 in profit. I'm about $40 out of profit, and see how it like gave me another alert because it went back up to my alarm, which is not good. But I believe in this gap, so we're just gonna let it play out because I believe in this gap for sure. Now it may just play off the top. That's fair. I'm actually gonna move my alarm down. Oh, not that. I want to move my alarm down to the bottom of this previous low. And that's just gonna let me know when it gets there, just so I don't have to keep watching it. I can just hear the ding or whatever. Alright, so we're at, it's still giving me $50 right here. I definitely want to exit on this candle though, not gonna lie. Which ends in 4 minutes, BTW. Okay, so we're at $100 ish. I'm gonna cut 4 just to cut 4, and then I'm gonna have 3 left over. I just want to cut all of them. I'm kind of bored. Why is it taking so long? All right, I just cut all of them. So my $51 gain on today, and now my account. I could have held that obviously, but I just be bored with it. Like, why are you kissing my alarm and not just pushing through? Like, so, but that wasn't my whole. I still have about 3 or 4 contracts that I could trade today. And I could day trade them technically, like 0 day. So I might just do that with the last 3. Okay, so I just entered for the last 3 of my account, and I'm just gonna and I was on a day trade. And I'm just going to go ahead and just get a few more dollars, and that's it. All right, so now we're at $57 on the day, and that's it. So literally, what did we do today? We just saw it rejected up here. We already had a gap, and this was like a previous resistance zone. I mean, a previous resistance line, so that's great. Um, we already had a gap from Friday to Monday, and that was it. So it's gonna keep going down. I don't personally care about that. I care about following my rules and getting out in profit. And even if I only take half the gap, that's all I care about. I don't care about getting the whole move. I don't care. Because guess what? I'm going to delete this alert so it stops alerting me. But yes, I would like to. Why is it not deleting? Okay, there you go. But yeah, the reason specifically that I got out is because I don't really need the full move. I don't really care. I think that what's more, what's almost said more better, y'all cancel me. What it's more sustainable is having a rule that you follow and that you just worry about taking the best move. Me waiting this candle out to see if it pushes more is not smart because the next candle is probably going to be where the push happens, but it might not, but it might, but it might not. I was already in profit. Why not take the profit? So we're going to watch how this next candle forms. But I'm going to go back to my rules really quick. And I'm going to show you, yes, so I exited actually at my early entry. So, and I journaled as I go, like basically me talking. I only used for my 1 hour. I only watched QQQ. I don't switch time frames. And then I don't switch time frames. And then make sure to only do one trade daily. So that's it. And when I say one trade, I mean like one trade. So this was like one trade basically, even though it was two different sets of contracts. And now it's going to push some more, but that's not any of my business because then I have to start playing games with different moves because this line here that we're at was previously resistance for me. So actually, because that would have been actually kind of nice to hold it because it actually ended up being a resistance prior, but it also was a support. So I don't want to play that. I don't really care. Like, it just really doesn't matter to me that much. So yeah, that's it for today. I have made my money, and that's it. So I'll see y'all. And oh, let me do an official update. My count is at 1270. All right. All right. Yeah, that's everything. Because this could reject because it has been a support before. It could also reject because it filled the gap. But you see, like if I would have held it, I would have still exited probably in $50 profit because the time decay would have killed me while I waited for just a few more cents. Like taking to the end of the gap is not worth it when you've already been in profit and you don't know what the next candle is going to be. It just doesn't work out most of the time. So again, this candle could literally push from here into the smithereens, and that don't have nothing to do with me because I followed my rules and I made my money.